Karizma.
What up? Blessings to everybody who's come today. It's an honor to be able to share some of the knowledge that I've kind of acquired over the time. And I think that now more than ever, I think that it's a viable thing because we have young stars now. We have. Can you turn me up on the microphone, or maybe it's me just speaking low? But anyway, we've got a lot of big stars now who are young. They may not necessarily be hip hop, like the Killer T's. You've got people like Soldier Love and all that kind of stuff. And I think that it's about nurturing a culture of being able to accept our own, and the rest of it is down to the artists to reach people. Now, I also do video production now, and I've had the pleasure of working with artists like T Gons and P Mula, who may not be as mainstream as, say, a 10 Diamond or a Stunner or a Begotten Son or a Karizma, but then I've seen what they're doing in the outskirts, outside of Harare, where the attitude's different. People are very excited about local music. Young kids are very excited about local hip hop. If you go to the university towns, Zimboy has made a business of promoting hip hop because that's what he does almost strictly, right? But then it's about us targeting the fans. Now, a lot of interesting things were said in the panel before, where that relate directly to the business of Zim Hip Hop, where you guys need to understand who your fans are. Now, I'll give you an example. If you can get 100 kids together and get them each to pay you $2, right? And you can do that once a month, you're gonna get yourself $200. If you can do that if you can work your brand to the point where you can do that in 3 places in this big wide Zimbabwe, you're earning $600, which is on average about $200 more than a civil servant. Now, it's not about the viability of hip hop. Kids are consuming music, kids are partying everywhere you go. Do you know what I'm saying? It's about you reaching them, reaching the kids, inspiring them, they want to aspire to be like the artists. It's just that the artists aren't reaching them. The artists aren't getting to them in a way that, especially here in Harare. But then outside there, I think that the access to university students, the access to university communities is a real thing that you guys all as hip hop artists need to be doing. Anywhere where there's a concentration of more than 1,000 kids, you're gonna hit at least 10%, right? There's gonna be people who are gonna be feeling you there. So I think that viability is not the question. It's about how we get out there, how we get into these communities where our fan base is. And yeah, I just think that Zim Hip Hop is growing as a result of people like Zimboy, as a result of people like the Zim Hip Hop Awards, who are taking the brand on tour into these different places. It's the same everywhere. The big cities like New York are not necessarily where hip hop is really popping now. You go to the outskirts, you go to Atlanta, you go to Chicago, you go to Detroit, all these different places. And if you look at the New York artists, they're all getting money in all these different places. Even if we say that New York is the home of hip hop, the attitude in the big city may not be conducive to the come up of a young independent artist. But that's not the only place. Harare is not the only place where you can get your money. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of Harare kids who are at university all year in Shinoi, in Mashingo, in Rishawane, and they all dig hip hop. So I think that we just need to branch out and we just need to do more as artists.